Today we're going to talk about getting faster on your mountain bike.
That's right, can riding less give you more?
And can a skate park make you a faster and better rider? It's all coming up in this week's Dirt Shed Show! Yes, welcome back, you beautiful people, to this week's Dirt Shed Show with myself, Blake Samson.
And myself, Isaac Mundy.
And we are so lucky and blessed to be out here in Italy. It's a not so sunny Finale Ligure on the Italian Riviera, but it's good to be here.
It is great to be here. Back in the UK last week when we were hiding from the not so sunny weather, we were in an indoor skate park sessioning a game of bike, which you guys can check out on the channel. That was a lot of fun.
It was beautiful.
And it was super different to a lot of what we normally ride, so that got us thinking about how that kind of riding different things and cross-training can push your riding on. Yeah,
can riding a skate park make you quicker? We're going to find out, but we've got one point on, and is regular riding going to make you a slower rider? Is it going to hold you back?
I think there's a plateau.
I think
like regular sessioning and practice can really help, but then it gets to a point where it gets a bit stale. You need some fresh trails, riders, just different things to just give you the next learning point and bring you on. Exactly.
Like I would ride pretty much in one dirt jump spot for training for a whole winter season. And you get complacent, you get lazy because you get bored of riding the same thing over and over again. So progression does definitely stop. Definitely does stop. Now, different training, like we've touched on, like going to a different course, cross-training, riding, other disciplines.
I think, cross-training, because mountain biking it's probably better than road cycling in the way that you use a range of muscles in your body, but there's still so much that it's not neglected, but like just from running, rock climbing, gym, all sorts of stuff, you can just be a more fitter, more like durable person and ride better. And also mentally, like I know if you have a proper break from riding for an injury or something, you can come back so frothing for it. And then you just love it more. And then you can ride better, you're more stoked, you try harder, you're not exhausted. I think that's a really underrated thing as well.
It is, like after an injury, or if you've just gone on a family holiday, you come back and you want to get on your bike, you're like, oh man, I want to do this. That can definitely make you faster. Cross-pollination between different or multiple disciplines. Like I would go and ride road, I hardly ride it, or ride my gravel bike. I don't ride that, but then going to do that and then coming back into mountain biking can definitely make you appreciate what your skills from other sports can bring over from other sports, which I like. I ride my hardtail a lot, which makes me feel so incredibly good on a full suspension bike, because that cross-pollination between multiple different bikes.
There's something about specifically like drifting on a full sus. Like when you get back on a hardtail, it's just like, oh, I'm just on cheat mode. I'm like a NASCAR driver. It's amazing, the way they just move differently. But you can build that skill on a hardtail and learn the like traction. I really get a lot out of that, and like pedaling action on the road bike, all sorts of stuff like that. It's really good.
It's good. Now, for most of us, we aren't that lucky to have multiple bikes, so for us to say, yes, I like going on a hardtail, I like going on a full sus and bringing all that in. But you can do a lot with your bike that you've got at home. You can actually just switch out a few things or just dial in that suspension to make it a little bit harder. Maybe get some cheaper road tires, and you can actually ride your bike on the road. And you can explore multiple other disciplines with just one bike. Be it if it's a hardtail or a full sus, you can get a lot out of one bike.
Yeah, it's great to raise that.
Because you can't just think, oh, we got this, we got
what
that.
What are we going to do today?
Exactly. Other styles of riding. So you look at multiple riders, like for instance, Cade Edwards. He's a World Cup downhill racer. He rides BMX like he stole it. He rides a slopestyle bike like he stole it. He rides a hardtail like he stole it. He pretty much rides anything with two wheels like he stole it. But he's cross-pollinating from everywhere. He's getting all these skills from BMX. You can see his BMX style.
Yeah, massive. And he rides a BMX like a BMX rider. I think some mountain bikers are really amazing BMX riders, but you can kind of tell, and vice versa. You see BMXers ride a mountain bike, but he just looks, he fully imbibes, like inhibits that discipline at the time and like to the max, which is the mark of it's just incredibly adaptable, I think. We see it as well across like the more sort of endurance disciplines, riders like Peterson, Tom Pidcock, Hattie Harnden, they'll drop into road, cyclocross, XC, enduro, and excel. It's incredibly inspiring, actually. They're just good at bikes.
It is. So it is super easy to get fixated on the sport that you're in, that little bubble, be it if it's enduro, be it if it's a dirt jumping, cross country, downhill, even riding your park, like Whistler, you can get stuck in that bubble and progression can be stunned with a place where you ride constantly. So venturing out of that little bubble into multiple other disciplines can definitely make you faster. Skate park, on the other hand, can it make you a faster rider?
Definitely, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, man, the pinpoint precision that you have to ride with.
Just all of that. I mean, we talk about all the time pumping, but like it's so key. It's so every time you're on a trail, there's like a transition or a bit of support or something, and you don't even really think you're doing it once you get used to it. But you just, if you try and like not, and you just sort of roll down the trail, you realise how much you're naturally doing, and that is like you have to in a skate park. Otherwise, you can't. Not allowed to pedal. Can't pedal on the bowl.
No, because you get poo-pooed about that.
Get your bike taken away, and so you have to be able to pump. And that is super important.
It's super important. Now, let us know in the comments down below. Are you going to go to the skate park and ride a skate park to make you a better rider, or are you going to venture out and try something different? I think you need to try something different just to spice up that mountain biking career of yours. Right, moving on to the news and sickest thing.
What's up, everyone? We've got plenty of news with 3 new bikes this week, so let's get stuck in, starting at the top with old mate GFC. Always one for a wacky advertising campaign. This time, YT have an action figure, and Marcus, the owner of YT, is almost unrecognizable as a sort of seedy 80s telly-salesman. Anyway, about the bike. The GFC silhouette stays the same, but receives a couple of geo updates for 2024 and downtube frame storage too. It still features a carbon or alloy frame, 29-inch wheels, 145mm of frame travel with a 150 fork, and a shock mount flip chip, but they've added some progressiveness to the suspension platform too. 5 builds, 5 colours, pricing between $2,499 for the Core 1 build and $5,999 for the Core 5. Bike number 2, the Nolly Endorphin, setting the tone for Nolly's new range of bikes, which are set to drop next year. Massive updates to this platform over the years. The main difference we're seeing here is the change to the straight top tube. Gone is the bendy tube of old, and there's a new one-piece rocker linkage too. Enduro bearings used throughout, SRAM UDH compatibility, and you've also got the choice of a 160-150 bike in 27.5 wheel size, or a 140-135 in a mixed wheel setup. 3 colours, raw, seafoam and champagne. Frame and shock will set you back $2,499 US, and an XT build $5,499 US. Bike number 3, the Kotick Jet Gen 2, the Tidy Steel 140-150 trail bike package in crimson and sage colours with some fine-tuned adjustments to the geometry, a stiffer Reynolds 853 downtube at no extra weight penalty in comparison to the Gen 1 frame, more progressive suspension rate and some smarter sizing ranges so that riders can tailor a fit to their preferences. Built at the Kotick facility in the UK, prices starting at £2,199 for the frame and shock, with their bronze build setting you back £4,225 and platinum build topping out at £7,999. Now, it's a bit of a tricky landscape for many brands out there at the minute, and unfortunately things aren't looking too good for Signa Holdings, who have declared insolvency. Bikester, Nukeproof, Chain Reaction Cycles, Wiggle and Vitus are among the brands affected by this. Now, my knowledge of how all the borrowing and lending of big stock market style business conglomerates works is pretty limited, so I'm not going to sit here and pretend I can explain the finer details of it all to you. I will just use this time to say that we hope everyone affected lands on their feet, particularly the Nukeproof crowd who we've had a fantastic time working with over the years. To close out on some slightly brighter news, V-Tyre Co. have released updates, 4 tread patterns, 3 new casings and 2 compounds. They've been working with the Intense Factory team, Propane Positive, Commensal IC Process and Sun French Connection Enduro on their development of their new Gravity tyres. Best check them out on the website so that you can find all about whatever tickles your fancy. Okay, that's my time this week. Let's catch up with Toff for the sickest thing.
Right, this week's sickest thing is from JP Purdom and Cascade Armory called For the Love. It's a full-length 20-minute film featuring Matt Edelston, Talis Turk, Jacob Guthrie and Drew Barber. It's got a really good part from Talis, who's an up-and-coming freerider who recently broke onto the pro scene, earning a spot at Red Bull Rampage this year. He even got 5th place. But it also shows the love of riding, looking through the lens of like trail builders and community builders, which is really important that we respect them, because without those people, mountain biking wouldn't be anywhere near as good as it is today. My favourite clips have to be that knack-knack and that insanely good-looking whip, but also the Green River clips and the spotlight of the Lair in Bend, Oregon, just because it shows such good community. Right, that's my sickest thing this week. Time to go back to the shed.
Competition time. Yes, this is a slight reminder that if you haven't entered already, there's a link in the description down below. But we announced in last week's Dirt Shed Show the Orbea Occam SL. You can design your own kind of custom colorway on the Maya system on the Orbea website. Go in there, design it, and submit it into the link down below. You can get a chance to win this bike. Who doesn't want a free bike? I like it. I've actually used the Maya system and designed my Orbea Rallon. Look at this. Pink and green.
It's one of my favourite bikes to borrow when I get a chance.
Anyway, if you want to get involved, there is a link in the description. Go in there and hit it, because we will be announcing the winner next week's Dirt Shed Show. But the competition stops this Monday.
Next up, we've been looking at some of the fails that you guys have submitted to us. You can see all these on the @Global Mountain Bike Network Instagram if you want to check it out yourself. They always give us a little bit of a chuckle in the office.
A little bit of a chuckle in the day of doom.
These first ones today, when he's going over the doubles, dragging his feet.
Dude, this one's ridiculous, right? He's going over a dirt jump and he does a Superman lander.
Well, his foot's wet, like doing a no-footer or going a little bit squirrely, which we've all done. Reach the landing with your ankles.
Oh, don't.
And then his weight's somewhere you don't want it to be when you're landing hard.
Yeah, I'm surprised I got kids after many tumbles like that. Moving on to this next one, right? He's flat out. Take a look at this. He's going down a hedgerow, around a house, hits a wooden kick, and
wow.
Again, what is it with landing on the crutch?
Yeah, I mean, the thing that I'm glad about that, right, is there's a post right on the landing.
Oh yeah, that's
that would have been absolutely savage.
Oh,
this one I think is my favourite in the compilation this week.
Well, the desert one.
It's heading through the desert.
Ooh!
And it's the the fails I always really like are the ones that happen super slowly. Because I don't love watching crash reels. It just kind of makes me but when it happens in slow motion, you've been there so many times, like, oh god, I'm crashing, and when it tickles me a little bit. It's really funny.
It is, but now after all of that, run compilation on multiple fails and bails. Comment section down below, we like to pull out a few comments that you beautiful people have been typing away underneath a few of our videos that we post every week. Now, we've got one. It's from one of my build ones. This is the Building the Ultimate Bike Storage. We got one here from Tommaso Visconti. Hopefully that's how you say it.
Oh, I think that's fair.
I think it's the best one I've ever had. Says, have you ever had issues hanging the bikes for a long time? Okay, question mark. I appreciate it. Particularly the wheel deforming or breaks. I heard you could have a little air bubbles moving around and cause failing brakes. Wheels deforming? No, I don't think that happens. I don't know about
wheels deforming.
But I hang my bikes up, but I use my bikes quite regularly, so I don't have that issue. But with the brakes, I have had an issue. Yes, those little bubbles do move up to the lever, and then your lever goes straight to the bar. A couple of pumps, and that's actually all right.
Yeah, sometimes I feel like you can have an issue occasionally with the little tiny holes in a lever. Yeah. And it lets the diaphragm move. And
exactly.
You shouldn't really get air in all the time, but it can happen.
It can happen. But I haven't had a brake fail on me.
You think a lot of the time we put the bikes upright in the uplift trailers and it's all right.
And they get shaken all around. Yeah. So it's okay. But I have had my wife's bike, she hardly rides it, and that literally goes to the handlebar. But anyway.
Next up from You Stole My Chocobo.
Chocobo? What's a chocobo?
Well, it's been stolen,
chocolate
so I don't know.
Anyway.
They say Blake's builds are my absolute favourite bit of GMBN content.
Thank you.
Well done, Blake.
Thank you.
As much as I love the tips and tech, we do try, but Blake, Blake dropping a slab on his fridge and going back for that extra biscuit, as well as the questionable maths, is something I can truly relate to. Yeah,
no, questionable maths, 100% is, dropping the thing on my fridge.
Is that a slab, like a tiling slab? What happens?
It's a big slab. It's pretty much the size of this table. It slid down my fridge like this. Oh, I don't want to scratch the fridge. Don't scratch the fridge. Ah, for sake. Horrible. It's fixed now. It's fixed. Well, we have fixed it. Now, moving on to another video. 7 essential MTB skills XC pros have. This is from you.
It was from me.
Yeah, we've got a beauty one here. So I'm going down to Devon Cook 3278.
Yeah.
I really appreciate y'all listening to the viewers and continuing to pump out the XC content. Keep her coming, man. That's
thank you very much,
from
Devin.
the States.
Yeah, I mean,
because you're in y'all.
The other one was some Legacy 40K. So there's more XC content. Well, I'm sorry, but you know, they think people who don't race XC or watch it really underestimate and underappreciate just how skilled World Cup XC racers are and how gnarly the terrain can be.
Very, very true.
Especially in mud. I think that's a really great point. I think if you have the chance to go and watch the recent Mont St. Anne XC World Cup, that was one of the most technical courses in the toughest conditions ever. There was a lot of hiker bike, which isn't incredibly exciting, but it shows you how crazy the course got. And then the bits they were riding on their skinny little, really slick, fast-rolling tyres, it's insane. And I think, especially if you see it in person, it blows me away how good they are.
He is literally getting goosebumps over that. He wouldn't stop talking about it.
All the way here.
XC, more coming your way. Moving on with the rest of the show. Axe and Bodges time. I absolutely love this part of the show, as well as the bike vault, which we're coming to in a minute. So if you're going to take off, don't take off just yet, because we've got lots of goodness coming. I'm going to kick it off with this one from Richard. Now, he's going on a bike packing trip, and he's just snapped his mudguard, and he was all rusty on these little, cheap little things. So he decided to use a spanner.
That's great.
Great, isn't it?
Yeah.
Look at it, he's actually bent it. It's got the same size hole for that bolt to go through. He's actually zip tied some bits on there. You can't go wrong with a bit of zip ties, but he's going bike packing. Now he can go out there and not get super muddy. Look at it.
Yeah, well done, Richard. That is...
Look at it.
Well, look at that setup.
Good setup, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right, moving on to this next one.
Yeah, this is from David, who had a cracked frame and had to do a frame swap over, didn't have a bike stand. He's got some old scaff planks.
Oh, dude, this is incredible.
It's cool, eh? Like,
Look at it.
It's almost not a hack. I guess it's a hack.
It's
definitely not a bodge.
Yeah, he's hacked that all apart.
And then what I really love is the all the cutouts and like the moulding and indentations in that top thing. So you can put the top tube sitting in this slot, or slot it in and hang it off the frame or off the dropper post. It's just, I love woodwork. It's just really, really nice.
He's from Farnham in Surrey. That's where Nick, from behind the camera, he's around that area. So are you.
Well, yeah, ish. Yeah.
London. And anyway, I love that. Love a good bit of woodwork. That's incredible. Now, moving on to this. This one, actually, is hard spraying stuff, especially if you're using a spray can. Now, this one is from Jacob, and he's got a Shimano rotor, and he wanted to make it personal. It looks pretty. It looks incredibly really cool. Pretty.
I want to know how he masks the steel braking surface and managed to actually colour in the bit of the aluminium spider that's poking through, and it's done really well. Like,
very professionally.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Maybe he's actually sneaky. It's basically a commercial for his paint shop.
It probably is. Right, now we haven't got the merchandise with us, but we do give away a particular item as GMBN to you beautiful viewers. And it's a race jersey. So we haven't got it with us. So, on that note, who are you going to choose for this week's winner? That's a tough question. I threw you in the ocean.
Yeah, you threw me right in
the Mediterranean. That's what that is.
I feel like it should be David. It's just a bit of woodwork, like I just love it. And
I love it. It took more time.
Yeah.
Well done, David.
So if you want to get involved in next week's and any of the following weeks, hacks and bodges, fails, but anything that we can spot your content, then drop that in the link below and it'll take you to upload it, get it in there. We want to have a look, see all the inspiring stuff that you guys are up to.
Please, more bodges, more bodges.
Time for this week's caption contest. Now this looks like a photo from last week's skate park video, so you want to see more of this face in slow motion, real time. Probably speed it up as well, then you can watch that video when it comes out, but with some great comments from that. The first one is from Andy Hyatt 1991, when you accidentally knock that drop in.
Oh yeah, especially if it's one of them really fast ones, you know.
Yeah, access post.
Hey, we've got the Cornish cactus. Cornish cactus is a regular. He is actually hasn't been around for a while, so he's probably been on holiday. Anyway, he's got one here. You land face first at the bottom of a half pipe and have to pretend you're fine for the rest of the session. I'm fine. I'm fine.
Finally, from Carl Hubbertsy, 3043, says, the moment your shin hits the pedal. Oh, that's something we know all about.
Yeah.
That's the front of my shins have never recovered from...
No,
yeah.
They'll forever be scarred for life.
Yeah.
I'm telling you what, now, we give away a little stunt mug, which we don't have with
Very
us.
unprepared.
We are,
We've
because
got no prizes. We've just got a beach, but...
We got excited and packed our bags and hit the aeroplane.
Yeah.
Anyway, we give away a mug, stunt mug. Now, should I choose one?
Yeah, I feel like as the star...
I like the dropper post one. I like the dropper post one, because that one is happened, but it's not done that.
Okay.
So, Andy, stunt mug coming your way. Now, this is this week's photo.
Get your captions in, let us know what you think. Do your best effort, they're always funny.
This one's ridiculous. How and why, I do not know. Things we like this week on our social media platforms. Now, on my Instagram, I found this. Twitch.uk. Now, he is a mountain biker, but he loves his vans. Look how crazy he is with this damn van.
It is freaking mad, isn't it?
So I've driven that I had a Jeep Wrangler, and I've driven that trail, and I was a bit scared.
Yeah.
But he's taking a van down it.
I've seen a few of these clips recently, actually, and I guess it's like a sleeper thing where it just looks like a
normal box van.
And then they're just like, it's up on one wheel in a river.
Going down a river.
What on earth?
Anyway. Yeah. Worth a follow with that, just that.
A couple of things I've seen the last week or so. There's a skate edit out on Instagram, YouTube from Norwegian snowboard brand Beyond Medals. They've had some amazing films in the past, Bahamas, Relapse, Bronze Age. This one is called You Can't Win. Banging edit.
He can't win.
Can't get any better than that.
He wins with that.
And the other one is it was a sort of 20-minute, it was actually a very ski-influenced edit, I think. A mountain bike one by a little brand called Cascade Armory, based down in Utah. That just great mountain bike film, slightly different style, more like arty.
Nice.
It's got Talus Turk in it, who's just got up there Rampage.
Yep.
Absolutely shredding this hit. They built a little insight into their scene down there in Green River.
Nice.
And then they were talking about trying to get into Rampage. And so watching that, having seen where he actually did cut, it's really cool. I thought it was 20 minutes, but it was like, just flew by.
Flew by. That means it's really good.
Yeah.
There we go. A few things that we like this week. Coming up on the channel this week.
We've got the GMBN Skatepark Gamer bike.
Ooh, the one we've been talking about.
We had a special guest wipe the floor with us to a certain extent. I can't give anything away. No. I managed to not pull any of my tricks, and Blake did some really cool tail whips. So it was wicked.
Tail whips, yeah, it was good.
I was scared.
Bust him out. Yeah. I've got one. We went to the darkest wood in the UK.
Wow.
At Kilda Forest, and we did a magic shine video. It was really dark.
Yeah.
But we lit up that forest with lights.
I bet you did.
That's coming out this week.
Very bright light.
Anyway, moving on to one of the best parts of the show.
It's the bike bowl.
Right, we're in the bike bowl. We're going to kick it off with the Trek, and this one's from Jake. This is the Trek Top Fuel custom build.
Yeah.
And he is from, where is he from?
San Antonio, Texas.
That's a beautiful spot, really hot. Really hot, but you can see by those fast rolling tyres.
But it must be not super muddy. It's a cool build, this,
I like that.
He says that he wanted something that I could do some racing on, but also just have fun on my local trails, and that looks like it, with the super racy build and flat pedals.
We touched on this right at the beginning of the show.
We also have done a video to show that flat pedals were actually faster racy if you do a very badly controlled test.
We do not have a bow because we're not prepared, so I think that's a Super Nice.
Yeah, I agree. Give it a ring.
It's crazy it makes a noise, there's nothing there.
Oh, wow.
Anyway, moving on.
The wonder of technology,
Yeah. Ooh, nuke-proof. Look at this beautiful Mega Elite Carbon, the Peak District, District from Arthur.
I like this as well, actually.
I like that.
It's a little bit more understated than that Trek, but I really love the yellow nuke-proofs. There's a few brands actually bringing this yellow colour at the moment. It seems to be in. And I like riding in the Peak District. It makes me want to go there, and there's some really, really difficult, gnarly, rocky tracks.
Exactly. It doesn't look like fall over there. I think that's a Super Nice.
Yeah. Bell's ringing.
It's ringing. There we go. Oh, this is Chris.
Yeah.
Vita Summit 290 CRX. That's a beautiful rig. It's simplicity.
Yeah.
It's simple.
There's something about this. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just a really crispy photo, but the bike just pops out of me.
Crisp, isn't it? Yeah, I think it's brand new.
The rock formation really brings the photo together.
Yeah, it does. I think that's a Super Nice.
Yeah. Next up, it's Adam's Common Sale Meta SXV4 in Bleanwoods, Kent. I like this one.
Do you know what? The Common Sale Meta is a really good bike. I actually like it.
I've never ridden one, but yeah.
I think I've ridden one, and it is nice. It's very nice to ride. What do you reckon?
We can't just keep doling out super nices, but people just done really well.
Cranks are not at 3 o'clock, 9 o'clock.
You saved me, right. It's not, that's nice.
Okay.
Sorry, Adam.
It's nice. Ooh. This is Jonathan's YT 2S CF Pro 2019.
Yeah.
It's a downhill bike, it's really cool.
And he's done a custom paint job, is the thing.
Yeah,
with
that's
two-tone.
it. Yeah.
And I really like this because the blue, and then with the Michelin tyres, the yellow and the blue there's something about the Michelins with the yellow, it just screams like, oh, I'm going racing in the mud.
But it's not really set up nicely for a photo, is it?
What do you mean?
Well, look, his bars are bent, his cranks are not 3 o'clock, 9 o'clock. It's against a railing, should be out on the trail, but it's nice.
All right.
I'm being tight.
Yeah.
Very nice paint job, though. Ooh, talk about paint jobs.
Yeah.
Look at this.
And this is custom as well. This is from Donovan Squid Bikes, located in Portland, Oregon, USA. New build, and it's rattle cans.
Oh my gosh, he says F off Johnny. What does that mean?
Yeah, I wasn't going to read that out.
Why does it say that? Does he saying he's just telling him to go away?
I think that's the model of the frame.
Literally giving him the bird. I love that.
Yeah,
I actually really like that.
With the inverted forks, and then the purple, I think it's Hope.
Well, no, it's got cable actuated
brakes. Oh, that's got...
It's got to be a Super Nice.
It's cable actuated brakes?
Yeah.
You're putting me through it here, Blake.
It's a hardtail. Why can't you know? Yeah, look at it. And it's got upside down forks. They are the Wren forks.
Are they?
They are Wren forks. Really good for bike packing because you can stick all your bags up on the top instead of your stanchions. So your stanchions.
But then you have to stop and fix your cable actuated discs so you don't get to where you want to bike.
Yeah, but it's simplicity, Ian.
Yeah.
You snap a cable. What if you snap a cable? You can just take cables. You're not going to take liquid.
Yeah, but you're not going to. But you don't have any problems with them, do you? Really? Come on.
No, but
when was the last time you were like, oh no, I need to bleed my brakes on my really long touring ride?
Never.
Yeah, exactly.
We went on a tangent anyway. If you want to get involved in that, well, next week's Bike Vault, please. Yeah. There's a link in the description down below. Fire away down there. Give us your blinger shot. Just remember, drive side.
Cranks level.
Cranks level. Drop it half most if you have one. It doesn't matter what bike you have. Dump it in there. There we have it. The end of a Dirt Shed show.
Let's go for a swim.
Let's go for a swim in Finale Ligura on the Italian Riviera. Till next time, we'll see ya.
Bye, guys.